Time is one of those things that is not linear. It all happens at the same time. So when something in the past like this happens, a man gets stuck in a tree or meets some type of end, in this present time, this is what we see. This is a very strange occurrence, but I've seen things like this over and over again. And this is the truth of it. So this guy here literally got stuck in time, and now he is part of a tree. This is very strange stuff, but when you understand how this reality actually works, it's not so strange. So knowing that, let's get into some of these demonic presidents, shall we? As time moves on and we start to see how this country, the United States, is going, we see that communism, socialism is becoming more and more of the norm. So let's look at one of the socialists of the past. This face brute here is Joseph Stalin. He says to divide the world into regional groups as a transitional stage to the world government. Populations will more readily abandon their national loyalty to a vague regional loyalty than they will for a world authority. Later, the regions can be brought together all the way into a single world dictatorship. I believe we're starting to see this now play out in this reality in this present time. It's said that George Washington experienced an apparition of a beautiful lady clothed with the sun, very reminiscent of the book of Revelation, who appeared to him during the dark days of starvation and defeat at Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. According to legend, an angel appeared to Washington during the winter of 1777 and revealed a prophetic vision of the future of America. I wonder if that angel looked something like this thing that we're seeing here. The United States of America was incorporated in 1776, but it took until 1789 for George Washington to be elected. That's because before him there were 11 presidents of the United States. The United States did not exist in the sense that we look at it today. That's why they had the colonization, because that's how they got their regional stuff that we read about with Stalin, how they really do these things. These people were Freemasons and open deists, practicing occultic rituals and things of the fallen angels. This is Janus, or Janus, one of their gods. He is an ancient Roman god associated with beginnings, gates, transitions, time, duality, doorways, passages, frames, and endings. He is usually depicted as having two faces looking both to the future and to the past, all at the same time. The month of January is named after Janus. History, or his story, tells us of a man, there was actually two of them, named John Hanson. One was black, one was white. We could find in American history that he lived from either 1715 or 1721 until 1783. Official sources disagree on his date of birth, probably because there was two of them. A white man from Maryland, Hanson served as a member of the Continental Congress from 1780 to 1782. The Continental Congress, he was a signer of the Articles of Confederation when it was ratified in 1781 by the original 13 states. This document served as a precursor for the U.S. Constitution, which was first drafted in 1787. Remember, George Washington doesn't become president of the United States until 1789. So back to this guy. In the accordance with the Articles of Confederation, Hanson was elected the president of the Continental Congress on November 5th, 1781. Another 7 presidents followed in subsequent years. The Articles of Confederation were replaced in 1789 by the current U.S. Constitution. This is where we get the first current president, George Washington. Some have argued that Hanson was the first president of the United States. Seymour Wemyss Smith's 1932 biography titled John Hanson, Our First President, is unequivocal on this point. John Hanson was undeniably the first president after we were a free people. He begins in his preface, but this misconstrues the modern meaning of the word president. Prior to the ratification of the Constitution, the presidency did not exist as an executive position separate from Congress. History.com, if you can trust that, wrote that in an article about Hanson. Moreover, Hanson was not the first person to hold the office of a president under the Articles of Confederation. Samuel Huntington was the president of the Continental Congress from 1779 until 1781. When the Articles were ratified, Hanson was the first president to serve a one-year term in office under the Articles. These people recycle names and offices and replay them out through history over and over again, as we just proved with this fellow right here. So back to our mock history. Following the first presidential election in 1789 with George Washington, he was unanimously elected president of now the United States of America with, get this, 69 electoral votes. Washington won the support from each participating state. No other president since has come into office with a universal mandate to lead. I wonder why.
Come again, sir. I'm getting back in line.
It turns out you're related to Angelina Jolie. You're also cousins with Madonna. That's true. So, and I'm related to Madonna and Halle Berry.
Related, in fact, to Abraham Lincoln. Your family is that true?
Nancy Hanks was Abraham Lincoln's mother, so yeah.
Barack Obama and Sarah Palin are cousins. Back to one Mr. Smith of the 1600s.
Like related, for real?
Yes.
What's the connect?
We're second or third cousins. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
You are related to Fred Rogers.
Possible. No, you're pulling our leg.
All right.
Let's look at that.
How far away is it?
Wait, look.
I know, yeah, remember.
We're trying to say that you two are somehow, some way related.
Yeah, she said she actually researched it and found it to be true.
And that's something.
Some kind of Presley with a Winfrey hooked up somewhere along the line in South. You know how it goes.
Cousin Oprah.
That's right.
And that President Obama is related to all but one U.S. president.
Well, Dan, the youngster spent the summer tracing the family tree of our presidents. Her conclusion that all the presidents, with the exception of one, share the same grandfather. That President Obama and all the presidents before him, with the exception of one, are related and descendants of a former king of England.
No, they're all cousins and they're grandsons of John Michael.
I leave you now to your regularly scheduled programming.